Whatever's in the bottom cup's gonna... It did already.
No, it didn't. No, you're wrong.
Well, that makes us even for today.
Bump, 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 bump. What's I wrong about?
Cat's baths. Cat's cramps. Cat's cramps.
Listen. I didn't know. I feel like they should have a bath, okay?
Manch, did you hear that?
I'll talk to him. Where is he?
Probably hiding because he heard you talking about a bath. This looks like a snake.
That's right. Fix your phone for you.
You know, if you want,
You know, the thing is...
we can go out to Big Lots and then stop and get you a Pizza Hut.
Why are we going to Big Lots for
Takis and
Takis?
Pizza Hut.
No. Let's talk about it later, okay?
I like coconut water.
Did you just call it coconut?
No.
Coconut.
I know a lot of people don't, but I think it's nice. Oh, Hugh Pepling added you to his circles.
Google Plus? Well, no, I guess that's not by accident. I didn't even know he had a Google Plus.
He has Gmail. He has no idea.
Soon I'll start.
Can you just get the mic or the speaker out, please? While we're...
Why? We don't need it.
Oh, right.
Soon I'll start getting forwards from your grandfather.
Surprised you haven't already.
I got this one. I got this. Who's that? When you have people message you and it's just a phone number, that means you're being sneaky.
No, it was my friend Kim.
Kim Pfeffernuss. We will be starting the show in about 2 minutes. What's the Pokemon?
Patrat.
Or Patrat?
Mm-hmm.
Which one do you think it is? Does it tell you?
Dan says the second one. Patrat. I'll trade you for that Patrat you got over there.
Is he joking or does he mean it?
Dan wouldn't lie about something like that.
Dan wouldn't lie about important matters like pronouncing Pokemon. I'm gonna dye my hair again. Look at that. How about light blue? Oh, okay.
Me?
Yeah, you. Talking to you.
Light blue would be nice.
And how did the rock stars keep up with it? You got to dye it like all the time. Mom brain.
Yes.
T minus 50 seconds.
Got it.
Oh, whatever. Let's just start now. 3, 2, 1. Go Nintendo Podcast, Webisode 504. The Patrat Podcast, says Nintendo.
Patrat.
Or should I say, Judge Judy.
Well, whatever you say.
Whatever you say, it's Patrat. Mom Brain, can you tell us about Patrat, please?
Patrat is a rodent-like Pokemon that resembles a chipmunk. It's mostly brown.
See, it's rodent-like, so like rat, Patrat. Like a pack rat.
You said Patrat.
Patrat. Well, I was going on what Dan said, but I don't know. I'm not one to doubt Dan, but if it's a rodent-type Pokemon,
well,
then pronouncing the rat part makes sense.
Right?
Go ahead.
Mostly brown with a tan stomach and face, has a large pointed tooth that sticks out of its mouth. Patrat has a flat face and its cheeks are very round. Patrat has cheek pouches that it uses to store food. Its ears are small and pointed. Its head has a black band that covers its eyes, which have red irises with a yellow ring and black pupils. Its feet are small and black with 3 toes. Its Long tail has scruffy white
This
tip.
man with a long tail.
Its long tail has scruffy white tip and is usually standing up straight. This tail is used for communication. Patrat is very conscious and wary regarding its surroundings and always on guard. The anime shows Patrat living in tunnels.
Oh, I know.
It's number 504. It's a normal type. Its abilities include runaway and keen eye, and its hidden ability is analytic. And for the first time in a while, you're just as likely to find a male as you are female.
It smells like a fart right here. Are you farting?
I'm not farting, I promise.
It really does. The neighbors are farting.
Could it be my breath?
The wind? No.
Lean in.
No, because you weren't here when I smelled it. The neighbors are farting outside. We have the windows open. I'm telling you. We have a little tube running up to our window. You don't smell it?
I don't smell it.
All right. I'm being serious. I really smell a fart right now.
Okay. They're just over a foot tall and weigh 25.6 pounds.
Thanks, Mom Brain.
In general. You're welcome.
So this week it's just Mom Brain and I, and we got ourselves a fancy new camera angle.
It's
last
just
week,
Mom Brain and me.
Just me, just Mom Brain and me. Yes, just I. No, you could say just I.
No,
just I.
Something's going on with the hangout.
Right, you're supposed to remove the other person. And I would say just I.
No, you wouldn't.
I mean, I've been watching lots of Game of Thrones, so it seems like it makes sense. You know that story on Reddit. Well, anyway, first let me say, Dew Michaels couldn't be here because he has something family related. Kirby couldn't be here because he has something family related. Lube couldn't be here because he is working. And Nikki Hill couldn't be here because he is working later today. And the poor guy didn't finish up work yesterday until like 5 in the morning or like 4:30 in the morning. And he was considering driving here, getting here about 6 in the morning, going to sleep, and then getting up like 5 hours later and then doing the show. And I said, just go home, relax, take a break. You got to go back out to work. So he would have had to drive all the way out here from the city, so it would have been like an hour and a half, and then drive all the way back home
silly.
again. So,
although I admire his dedication.
yes, he wanted to be here, as did everyone else. But instead, you're just getting Mom Brain and I, which I know is going to be a change from the last few weeks because we've had big crowds and long shows, but not today. There's not a lot of top stories at all. Very few top stories this week.
So, you know.
I mean, it's the week following a Nintendo Direct, so what do you expect?
Lower your expectations, folks.
But, yeah, Game of Thrones. So I started watching Game of Thrones. I started watching Game of Thrones last week. And I'm in the 4th season now, so I'm desperately trying to get caught up before the new season starts tomorrow. But I don't know if it's going to happen. But anyway, after watching so much Game of Thrones, one episode after another, it's hard not to speak in that manner. When you hear everyone talking like, you know, properly, especially the highborn people, it's hard not to get into that mentality. And there was a story on Reddit about a guy who had been doing the same thing. He was marathoning Game of Thrones, and he was at work, and he was talking to his boss. And his boss was like, yeah, get me those papers by 5 p.m. And the guy was like, right away, my lord. And he's like, whoops, not my lord. So, yeah, that's what I've been doing with my time. Hello, Rosalina and T27 Duck and Fireflame and R42 and Link Triforce and Magic Troopa and Duke and Andy the Zombie and whoever else I can't see in there right now. Thanks for joining us. So, as I said, we don't have too much to cover today. So I'm imagining it's going to be a shorter podcast, maybe shorter than our usual average, but, you know, sometimes that's nice, right?
I mean, we'll do the best we can. You know,
I'll do the best I can. I don't know about you.
Well, I mean, that's not nice.
I can't speak for you. I think you'll try and do your best, but
of course. When have you known me to not try my best?
when you're tired.
Well, no, I'm still trying my best when I'm tired. It's just my best isn't very much.
Red Dragon says, did you see that dude die, RMC? And that girl? And another girl and guy? I did. I saw lots of people die. It's pretty much what the show's about. Every episode or every other episode, somebody's dead.
Spoilers!
Spoiler alert. Game of Thrones, people die.
Oh, Dan, I'm sorry.
Hello, Kirby
I can't stay
Starship
in the hangout.
and Red Dragon.
Something's wrong with
The operator. Yeah.
No.
So first up, like I said last week, my parents sat down to play Affordable Space Adventures, which is hopefully a game that you've purchased on your Wii U, because it's a fantastic game and a wonderful use of the gamepad, and it's especially great if you have 2 other people to play alongside, but you don't need them. You don't need crewmen. You can be your own captain and engineer if you want to, and science officer.
Well.
But yes, it is available. What's the matter?
Chrome just shut down.
You don't even need it right now.
Hang out.
Did it hang out on your phone?
It doesn't work the same.
Oh, okay. So yeah, you can see my parents play that if you want to. They did serviceable. I don't know.
They tried their very best.
You can watch them play it, but that's the one from last week. This week, I sat them down to play Super Mario 64, and I don't know why, but my mom felt that this video wasn't going to be good. She wasn't happy with it. And not that they're putting on a performance or anything, she just felt that the viewers wouldn't enjoy it. And I thought it would be very enjoyable. And it turns out she was just struggling watching my dad having a particular issue when playing. And it turns out this is our fastest growing episode yet. So people really enjoy this one. So if you want to see that, it's in the Go Original Content section of the site, the top of the site, or it's also a top story. You can get it on our YouTube channel, or you can get a link on Twitter. They're all over the place. But yeah, they play Super Mario 64 on the Wii U Virtual Console, and they tackle the first level. So what's it called? Bob-omb Battlefield, I think. So yeah, they give that a go. So if you would like to see my parents try and make it through Super Mario 64, you could watch that. And thank you to everybody thank you to everyone that's watched already. I greatly appreciate it. And thank you to everyone that's been watching all these videos, because it seems like they're enjoyable for a lot of people, and you guys give them a lot of support and like them and thumbs them up and retweet and all that stuff. So I really appreciate it. Thank you very much. So there's that. We have a review coming from Nintendo. He has sent over his review of Etrian Mystery Dungeon, which he said completing the game was no easy task. It's quite a challenge, but he managed to do it. So we have the review of that. I think I'll post that. Well, maybe I'll do it tomorrow. I don't know. Tomorrow or Monday, one of those days. So thank you to Nintendo for that. Hello. I am going to finally do my review of Box Boy, because I wanted to put in more time at the game than I did. So the Box Boy review is coming. And Mom Brain actually has something to talk about later today for what she played, because she's finally playing stuff again.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll get to all that later. Let us do our regular top stories. Like I said, really not going to be a lot. Yeah. Europe, this week's digital downloads. Europe got Affordable Space Adventures as well.
So they can have the fun that we've been having.
Well, we both got it this week, as far as I know. Could be right.
That, like, we've been having in our house.
Yeah. I don't get what you're saying. Well, it's available. Guacamole.
Not to be confused with guacamole?
No, I don't know. I don't know if you're supposed to say guacamole like it usually is, because it's spaced. I don't know. Enjoy a beautifully hand-drawn visual style and retro-styled soundtrack. Protect a doomed planet from meteor attacks from above and mutant assaults from within by rotating the planet itself to survive and gain a high score. Pokemon Rumble World is available. You guys know all about that already. Here we go. My Pet School 3D.
What?
Reward your pets with tidbits. Care lovingly for them and keep an eye on their statistics. Provide special training in obedience, road safety, family life, and even let them become big movie stars. Enjoy different environments such as the city, sea, and meadows while training or riding, and exchange platforms.
Excuse me, I would have been quieter if I had known that was coming.
You didn't even try. Right into the microphone.
It just happened. I'm sorry.
Why did you turn your head away?
I didn't have time.
Exchange play coins for... We allow burping here, but not sneezing.
Oh, I'm sorry,
Exchange
everyone.
play coins for in-game currency, all while expanding your pet school and your knowledge of animals. Quell Memento is also available. Special offers on WRC FIA World Rally Championship, the official game. 3D Game Collection, Funfair Party Games, Gardenscapes, Duel Match 3, Safari Quest, The Keep, Heavy Fire, Special Operations 3D, Toys vs. Monsters, Swords and Soldiers 3D, and Quell Reflect. So there you go. There's a couple notable titles heading to Europe this week, or are now available in Europe this week. Like I said, Affordable Space Adventures is worth your time and money. Guybon says, hold on. I'm the captain now. And he has a picture of me. Just like he's quoting me from these when we were talking about Affordable Space Adventures. That is great. Thank you, Guy Buns. That's a wonderful picture. Also this week, we talked about, I'll skip that because we're getting to it later. Yeah, we have a question on Twitter. If you want to go answer it, you still have time. If you go to GoNintendo tweet on Twitter, I don't know. It's not our most recent tweet. It's like 2 or 3 down. It's a question for you guys. So if you have the chance and you want to answer it right now, you can do so by going on Twitter. North America, this week's digital downloads. See, this shows you how little top stories there were this week. Xenoblade Chronicles 3D. Remember that it's only for the new 3DS and new 3DS XL. That became available yesterday. Also available is Etrian Mystery Dungeon. If you're on the fence about that, you can wait for Nintendo's review. Pokemon Rumble World, Affordable Space Adventures. On the Wii U Virtual Console, we got WarioWare Touched from the DS and Yoshi Touch and Go from the DS. Yoshi Touch and Go was one of the earliest games on the DS, or one of the earlier games on the DS, if I remember correctly. The Super Spring Sale is going on. So if you got some cash and you want to get some great games for up to 30% off as far as digital is concerned, you can do that on the eShop. Specifically, Tetrabot and Company is 70% off from $10 to $3. Not bad. And other Enjoy Up games are on sale as well. Sales on 3D Mahjong, Gardenscapes, Duel Match 3, and other games from Join Dots. The same WRC official game of the FIA World Rally Championship is 42% off. Snowmoto Racing 3D is 50% off. And Heavy Fire Special Operations 3D is 80% off. What? Leave them be. Codename Steam 4-Score Tournament starts tomorrow. See how your Codename Steam squad stacks up online in Nintendo's public tournaments. Top players earn unique titles that are visible online and earn major bragging rights with their friends around the world. There's new Pokemon Shuffle opportunities, Mom Rain.
Ooh.
The Blastoise competitive stage. Do your best in a competitive stage featuring Mega Blastoise, available to play until April 12th. Players will be ranked based on score that they receive on this stage. All those who place in the top 20,000 will be awarded a, Blastoiseite with the Mega Stone needed to Mega Evolve Blastoise. And Rayquaza Special, or Rayquaza, I don't know. I don't know how you say Pokemon. Ray is getting a special stage until April 19th. Can only be caught through this special stage, so use this chance to catch it. There you go. Special themes available for the 3DS. You can get yourself Xenoblade Chronicles 3D themes. The Mechanis theme or the Monado theme.
Are you speaking English?
Price reduction on Watch Dogs, Lego Batman 3 Beyond Gotham, Lego Ninjago Nindroids, and Tri-Strip. All on sale. And also available this week on the 3DS eShop is Runny Egg.
Ew.
So lots of stuff. I don't know how many of them you consider to be good, but there's lots of stuff out. First comment comes from Popple, and he says, "That's okay, Nintendo. I didn't want any more N64 games." Sad face. All right, I'm not being fair. We were told what we were getting, and when in the Nintendo Direct. All I care about is Donkey Kong 64. I also care about that, good sir. I'm looking forward to getting back into that. Xenoblade 3D is a pretty big deal, even though I'm not interested in it. So to all you fans, I say I'm really feeling the pleasure of my Monado. Get it, Mom Brain? No, you don't.
No, no.
I'm really feeling it. He's really feeling it. We're all really feeling it. Come on, you're a big RPG fan.
No, I'm not.
What? There's a rumor that's pretty much confirmed, but, we'll wait for the official announcement. Project Cross Zone 2, Brave New World is in the works, and it's coming to the 3DS, obviously. This is a sequel to Project Cross Zone. Apparently, Bandai Namco held an event in Milan called a Level Up event, so it was some press event. And one of the announcements that they made at this event was Project Cross Zone 2. It was mentioned in an Italian article, but that article had its list of games updated and had that one removed. So obviously, it seems like that information came out before it was supposed to, but cat's out of the bag now, so what are you going to do? I didn't remember hearing the first one sold all that well. Maybe that was just in Japan, though. I mean, obviously, if there's a sequel coming, had to do pretty good. Oh, boy. Takara Kitsune says, oh, I hope we get this. I'm pretty sure the first one did pretty well. But I guess we'll see what happens. So one of the bigger stories this week was related to Splatoon. Nintendo had a few things to say about Splatoon in the most recent issue of Edge, which has Splatoon on the cover. It's not often that we see a Nintendo game get a cover of any game magazine unless it's a Zelda or a Mario. And it wasn't this time. It is Splatoon. So it's great to see that it took the cover. And first off, seems that Miyamoto was pretty disinterested in the idea of Splatoon when it first started development. This information comes from the co-director on the project and the producer on the project and the director. That's what they say. After the prototype phase, we had all these ideas about the height, the ink, the characters, and the image of the character in the squid, but we couldn't kind of filter it down to a final result that would result in a simple, fun game. And during this period, we were being scolded by Mr. Miyamoto all the time. That's from the co-director. Then the producer says, Miyamoto was saying, I don't understand. What do you want to do? There's no appeal to this game. And then the director says, we had the basics, and then we were like, let's add the hiding in ink feature. Let's add jumping. We need height because it's a 3D map. And then we thought, we need to be able to shoot up and down. And we realized we'd added all this stuff, and we got confused. We didn't know what the game was about. So when they showed it to Miyamoto, it was clear that the game was lacking when it came to direction and overall vision. They had like an idea, and they were just like, let's add this, let's add that. Miyamoto's like, yeah, that's not how it works. You need a clear idea here. So obviously they turned things around, and now Splatoon's going to be one of their biggest releases of the year.
When's it coming out?
Brand new console IP for Nintendo. I don't know. May 29th sticks in my head, and I don't know why.
Just in time for summer vacay.
When do we go away? Oh, for you, yeah.
Well, I mean, for the kids.
And we also heard about why Splatoon doesn't have voice chat. Because, it's an online multiplayer game, and having voice chat is something that a lot of fans are used to now. But this game is not going to have online voice chat because one of the people on the projects said whenever he went to go play online in any game, it was full of people saying, negative things like, you suck, you're no good at this game, all that kind of garbage, as well as, I'm sure, racist and homophobic and just flat out mean stuff. And basically, Nintendo didn't want to create a place where that would happen, so they didn't include voice chat in the game, which led to some interesting discussions from other developers and from fans as well, talking about why Nintendo made the decision and if it was the right decision, and if they should have just done voice chat with friends only, blah, blah, blah. So the decision is made. There's no voice chat. It's not happening. They made it very clear that it's not happening ever. And I talked to you guys about this stuff, and we did a poll. I said, did Nintendo do the right thing by not including voice chat in Splatoon? And I gave you 3 options on the poll. One saying, I think it was the best decision. One option says they should have included voice chat for friends only, and the last option is they should have included traditional voice chat with all usual options. I would love to show you the results, but here we go. So 2,300 of you voted, and 43% say you think it was the best decision. So Nintendo not including voice chat was the best decision. 36% say they should have included voice chat for friends only, and 21% say they should have included traditional voice chat with all the usual options. So the majority of you side with Nintendo, but not that far behind is the option for including voice chat with friends only. Obviously, that would have been the best of both worlds. Then Nintendo could have, their fans could have friends to talk to when they were playing and, you know, strategize and stuff like that. And you wouldn't have to worry about random people getting in there and screwing things up and spouting nonsense and all that stuff. And that's why traditional voice chat isn't in there. But 21% of you say they should have done voice chat with all the trimmings, all the usual stuff you get on other platforms. It's an interesting topic because I can definitely see where Nintendo's coming from. When I do play online, I only ever talk to friends. I'm never talking to other people. And, you know, when we're playing, depending on what we're playing on, yeah, we're talking about the game and where we should go and what we should do. But most of it is us just like BSing and making each other laugh. So, you know, like, for example, I've been playing Dying Light most recently. As far as online voice chat goes, so I was playing Dying Light with Dew. And, you know, we'd say, what mission do you want to do? And then pick the mission, and then we'd run and go do what we needed to do. But then we'd talk about, like, you know, whatever's going on in our lives, you know, something we were watching, something else we were playing, anything. So it's more like a regular phone call than it was, you know, strategy, and you go here and I'll go there. And unless things got extra tense, then yeah, we did that. And if one of us was in trouble, like Mom Brain knows.
You okay?
we would ask each other if we were okay. But I talked about that on the podcast. So yeah, I mean, I like being able to talk to friends. That's all well and good. But when I go online, I don't talk to strangers because they're dangerous.
It's dangerous.
That's right. No, because I don't get anything out of it. It's all like whiny. It's not all. The majority seem to be whiny, negative people that are just causing trouble and spouting nonsense and having things that, you know, that don't add anything to the game for me. It takes away from it. SD Sikaro says, don't lie, RMC. We all know you enjoy berating 10-year-olds. Well, that's in real life, not just with voice. I want to, like, punch them and stuff. R42 says the best voice chat option of all time is still yelling at each other on the couch in split screen. Yeah, that's the best. I mean, when we were playing Smash Brothers the other weekend, you were here, Mom Brain. We were all laughing and joking and screaming, and it was a lot of fun. Here you go. SC Sikaro suggests Honey Pop with full voice chat. That's the evolution of the Honey Pop series. Mom Brain, could you do me a favor? Could you grab my phone for me? Now I need it. Plugged in. You know where it is.
I thought you were going to move the plug.
No.
That would have made so much sense.
So bring the plug over here then if you want. If I look at Twitter stuff on the iPad, for some reason, it doesn't give me all the information. And the app doesn't work correctly. That might have something to do with this being a first-generation iPad. So Twitter's changed a little bit since then. Thank you, Mom Brain. That's great. So I put a question. Well, I'll plug it in, just not right now. I put a question on Twitter for you guys for our weekly podcast question. And the question was, how has the lack of voice chat impacted your opinion of or your purchase intent with Splatoon? So you guys know the deal now. Whoops. And how has that changed your opinion of the game or your plans for picking it up?
How?
So we have Jose Kuhn, and he says that would actually give me more reason to buy it. So he's saying because there's no online voice chat and you don't have to deal with that nonsense, he's more excited. Hey Docs says he's still going to buy it, and Billy says, yeah, I'll say that. Billy says it didn't affect his decision at all, so he was buying it no matter what. Manny says, it doesn't influence me because the game and gameplay still look dope. Matt Ameeb Woe says, absolutely none. So he's another one that's still getting it. Tamaki says, whether people want to admit it or not, it is a big oversight for a team-based game. Just use Skype. It's not an excuse. Yeah, lots of people are saying, if you really want to do voice chat, there's plenty of other options. And a lot of Nintendo fans use those now, actually. You could use Skype or, a regular phone call or a voice over IP or anything like that. And, that also depends on what kind of other hardware you have. Obviously, you'll have to have a cell phone or a laptop or a computer or something like that to get these other channels going. But if you really want to talk with friends, then that, depending on how much you really want to do it, that's certainly an option. Noah says he's still buying the game. Matt says, I'll just use Skype or TeamSpeak to chat among friends, assuming you can have a 4 friends versus 4 randoms game going. I'm going to try not to read the conversations that are happening between 2 people just because they're talking to each other. So if you don't hear some of your tweets after your original comment, that's why. Silky says, I'm not interested in playing a team game without voice communication. Using an external client to talk is just more work. Moo Manabe says, it would be nice to have, but I probably wouldn't have used it anyway. So it hasn't changed my opinion. Drew says, not at all. Didn't expect it from Nintendo. Still super excited for the game. Our friend Jonathan Holmes over at Destructoid. He says, my guess is that fans of Nintendo's other online games are undeterred, but they lost a lot of the crossover crowd. Now, that's a big question. How much of a crossover crowd would there have been if there was voice chat? It's not like the Wii U is the biggest selling platform out there. Were there going to be people that are like, man, this game looks awesome. I might consider picking up a Wii U to get it. And then they hear that there's no voice chat, and they're like, oh, forget it. I don't know. It's a tough call. I'm sure there was some crossover crowd and still is some crossover crowd, and I'm sure there are some people who will take issue with there not being voice chat and will skip the game. But, that happens with every game. Every little decision along the way is a reason for people not to pick a game up or convince them to pick it up even more. So we'll never know. Robert says it didn't change his opinion. Greg says, I am disappointed. I wouldn't use it, but it should be there. So he's saying he's not even going to use it, but he thinks the option should be there for other people. Dumb Bunny says the option should be there, but I wouldn't use it personally. Looking forward to this and those awesome amiibo. Silverstone says what Greg said. It wasn't a factor, but to have it there would have been a big plus. Alex says the coveted teabag a dead opponent crowd. So the same people that badmouth people over mic or over voice chat are the same people that love to teabag each other when they're dead. I wonder if there's a crouch option in Splatoon. Tasting Time, which is a great game, says not at all. Game's still going to be amazing without it. Eric Blomquist, who did, oh boy. That's terrible. I know he used to work at High Voltage, and I know he had to Kickstarter it. It was just a success. But something about swords and 7, and that's terrible. I feel like a poop. Dan, help me out. He says, I don't understand why this matters at all. What? Voice chat with random players is rarely a positive experience. Now, that I certainly agree with. I'm not saying the option should or shouldn't be there, but I can tell you one time I have had a positive experience with random voice chat, and that was in a room with other people who were being assholes. We met one person randomly online in one of the Burnout games that was really fun, really friendly. Song of Seven. Thank you. That was the Kickstarter from Eric. One guy who was super nice and friendly and fun to play with, but that was in a room with other people belittling us while we were having a conversation, saying terrible things to us while we were trying to have like a fun, happy conversation. And that's someone that I never saw again. So that's all my years of playing online. One time I've had a good random experience. Roth says, lack of voice chat or even a text chat box strongly suggests that Splatoon is not made for me. I still play the outdated Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate. Chris says, not at all. I don't like talking to people when playing games. I sure once I'll buy it, I'll wish it had it, though. Well, yeah, obviously, when you are playing online, there's no doubt that when you're playing online, if people are going to use voice chat as it is intended for, to help you play and strategize and maneuver and win, if people were actually going to use it that way, then yes, you will miss that feature isn't in there. Are people going to use it like that? I don't know. Moldy Clay says, it hasn't affected my purchase, but I'm still not happy that Nintendo's alienating people by trying to not alienate people. Yeah, I think it was Jules Watcham had a great suggestion. He was talking about voice chat, like system-wide voice chat that was parent restricted, just like other features on the system. So you'd go into the system menu and you'd have like a voice chat option, and it would say like no voice chat allowed, or voice chat with friends only, or voice chat allowed during
everything.
Voice chat allowed during these hours of the day, or password needed for voice chat, stuff like that. So there's definitely ways to handle it. Well, like I said, Nintendo's given a reasoning for why it isn't there. Kevin NX says, hasn't affected it at all. I like a game because of the way the game is, not because it lacks one thing. I don't care about it. So there you go. Thank you to everybody that put some comments in there. We had some really good discussion about that this week. Me personally, like I said, you know how I feel, so I don't need to tell you. But I wouldn't be talking to random people anyway. I'm only out to talk with friends because that's who I'm only ever playing online games with. It's very rare that I go online to play a game without friends, unless that game is only online play and I really want to play it.
Like I used to playing.
Yeah, it's been playing Destiny with, well, not random, sort of random people. He found them on Reddit, so that doesn't count as completely random.
Who knows how to go on Reddit?
I guess he Googles Reddit. Yeah. Yeah, he met some people on Reddit, and then, he went to the Destiny subreddit and was looking for people specifically, and then hopped online with them. So, yeah, unless it's a game like Battlefield, like old days Battlefield, where, yeah, we used to play online randomly with random people because that's how it was, and I didn't have any friends that had computers that could play games. So I didn't have any choice, and I really wanted to play that game. So I understand people being upset about it, but personally, I'm cool with it. SD Sikaro says voice chat only happens with pervs. And LED Naruto says being a jerk online is what's popular today. That's very true. Unfortunately, it seems like it's been popular for a long time now. And I don't know what's going to change that. All right, Mom Brain, that's all we got for top stories today. Yeah. But you got something to talk about.
Yeah.
Go right ahead. Sorry to disturb you.
Don't be. So I decided, with a little nudge from my Hangout pals last week,
I was going to say, it wasn't me. I didn't do anything.
That I would pick up the 3DS version of Majora's Mask during my spring break this past week. I'm sorry?
Can you pull your chair up?
Oh, yeah. So yeah, I've been on spring break and I'm tapering for my half marathon tomorrow. So I've had a lot of time on my hands. And I decided that I would play a little Majora's Mask. And so far I have gotten further than I did when I played the console version. I guess I played it on Virtual Console, right?
You're playing it on Wii Virtual Console, yeah. Yes.
So I played through the first temple. I mean, the miracle is that I got through the first 3 days, and got done what needed to be done in the first 3 days.
Well, especially when you didn't know a song to slow down time.
Yeah. Well, no, after that, like after the original, before you.
There are no original 3 days. It's the same 3 days
forever.
Well,
I know, but the first 3 days, I got everything done within the time that I needed to get it done before the world ended.
Yeah, and then you went on to a dungeon and didn't know you could slow down time. And
so I didn't. It's not that I didn't know. I had forgotten. I knew how to do it.
You're so worried about time in that game.
I know.
Yet you didn't slow down time.
I forgot. So I got through the first temple, and with relatively few issues. I forgot how much that boss scares me. What he says.
What did he say?
He sounds kind of like a machine a little bit. I forget what he said. It's not words. It's like a sound he makes.
Link Triforce says, finally, Mom Brain is back into Majora's Mask.
Yeah. I forgot how much he freaks me out. But so I did that, and now I am in the mountains. I mean, spoiler alert, I suppose.
He says the question is, will she stick with it this time?
Yeah.
It's going to be, Red Dragon says, congrats. It's going to be like another 2+ year event. She'll play it like once every couple months, forget where she is, all that stuff. And then she'll have a span of time where she really gets back into it again. So don't expect like to hear next week that she's anywhere.
Yeah, exactly. So now I'm in the mountains. I got the Goron mask, and I've been enjoying just rolling around like a maniac. It's been fun. Are you giving yourself a come over? Yeah. And then I can't freaking go inside the place where all the Gorons live because that GD baby is crying. They're so annoying. So I'm in the middle of getting all that figured out. Yeah.
Could you pull your chair up, please?
Jeez. Okay.
So like I'm not asking you to sit forward. I'm just asking you to pull your chair up. There you go. Beautiful.
Sit up tall. So I've really been enjoying myself. I like it on a handheld. I feel like I have a little more control. I know I don't, but it just makes me feel a little bit more like.
Are you gonna try and get all the masks? Says Red Dragon.
Let's not get crazy. I mean, it'd be cool if I could, but I got the piggy mask, got the fairy mask, the Goron mask.
You have the fierce deity mask.
I don't think so.
I know you don't.
So I've really been enjoying myself, and
Andy the Zombie says, I have it on N64 and Virtual Console, and I just can't get into it.
Well, that's how I felt.
Took Mom Brain what? When did it come out? 99? 2000? Took you
15 years.
15 years to get into it.
Here I am.
Hello, Vonter and G-Man, sir.
So it's been a good time. I've been enjoying it. I also played little Mario Kart this week on the Wii U.
What's that called?
Double that? No. It's the 8, Mario Kart 8.
Hey, you got it. Yes, I do know.
So I played a little bit of that. We played online. I played with a young gentleman friend of mine who's much better at it than I am. And I embarrassed myself.
Who'd you play as?
Rosalina.
Oh, heavy.
Yeah.
Have you played it really at all besides that? You're not really a Mario Kart person.
I'm not really a Mario Kart person. I played a lot on the DS.
What about when Animal Crossing DLC comes out?
I might play that.
Drive as Isabel?
Yeah, I might play then.
Is that it?
That's it.
So yeah, like I said, I haven't really been playing games this week because I've been watching Game of Thrones. Stu Michaels was begging me to watch Game of Thrones. So because the new season's coming up tomorrow, I was like, last week I was like, I should get into it. I should watch it. I know I'll like it. So I sat down to watch that, and that's been taking up the majority of my free time.
So I'm reading the books, and yesterday I had to go out in the morning, and Raw Meat sends me a text, when are you coming home? And I thought he was like worried. So I called him back, and I was like, I'm just on my way back right now. And he was like, oh, because I'm watching Game of Thrones, and I don't want you to come home and have it be on and spoil it for you. I was like,
well, yeah,
whoa.
because I know you are going to take forever, because that's what you do. You take forever. So I can't keep the schedule that you keep when it comes to games or movies, because 5 years down the road you could still be on book. How long have you been reading book 1?
A while. I mean, I haven't been reading it every day. I don't know, a few months.
What's a few months?
I don't know.
9?
Maybe.
Yeah, that's my point.
Well, but I don't read it. I put it down and then.
Yeah, so that's why I have to. So now I'm with most things. If Mom brings into it, I'm in a perpetual state of making sure nothing's spoiled because she's so far behind. So I've been watching it very late at night after I'm done with the site and staying up too late watching it. So I'm on the 4th season, and I've only been watching for 2 weeks. So you see how much I've been watching. So like I said, I haven't been playing a lot, but I did play. The most I played was Box Boy. I've been playing Box Boy. Well, I was playing, the hell's it called? Bloodborne, but I put that aside because I knew that was going to take up too much time if I was watching Game of Thrones. But I knew I could play Box Boy because that's like pick up and play. So I finished the main grouping of levels in Box Boy. And there are a couple levels that are more difficult than others, but overall it's a very even flow of difficulty. I really like that. I think it was really well done. Nothing that's going to make you stuck, get you stuck for days on end. But then you unlock bonus levels, and those are much more challenging. For the most part, much more challenging. Again, nothing that's going to have you stuck for weeks or anything like that, but definitely a step up from what you experienced in the main game, and I appreciate that. So, I was sad when the game was over, and then I saw that I got bonus content, and now I'm very excited to continue playing that. So I did one of the bonus worlds so far, and I'm going to do others. It's just one of those good type of puzzle games that helps you like relax and let you de-stress, and simple, and you don't have to worry about enemies, and it's just nice platforming and puzzling. And what are you clapping for?
You beat it. Dan reminded me.
Oh, thank you. So yeah, I'm really enjoying it. It's one of those nice, calm, when you play video games. So like you play Bloodborne, and that's like flashy graphics, but like you have to be on top of everything, and Twitch gaming, and lots to remember and do, and you're always tense because you're always expecting to die. Well, so to go from like that to Box Boy, which is black and white, soothing music, nice and calm, take as much time as you want to figure out a puzzle, like it's perfect. It's exactly what I need, so I'm really enjoying that. If you haven't picked up Box Boy, I highly recommend it. If you guys don't know, it's made by Nintendo, obviously, and HAL is Kirby and Smash Brothers and some other things, but very high pedigree of people working on that game. Really cool. One of the most unique puzzle games I've played probably since Pushmo. So that's why. Am I playing anything? Oh, I played a lot of Smash Brothers on Saturday night last week. The night of the podcast, we had Lube and John Savage were hanging out at night, and we played a lot of Smash Brothers. Like 3 or 4 hours. Because that was my Smash Brothers team. Like that was my group of friends that played Smash Brothers all the time. Back when it was on the N64 and then the GameCube, we poured so many hours into that. And then, when Brawl came out, we were all doing regular jobs and don't have as much time and all that. And now we have even less time. But we had that moment where we could all get together and play. So we played a ton. We started probably about 10 at night and went on until about 2, I think. And we wanted to do more, but because we're older now, and John Savage and Lube are old men, they had to go to bed. They didn't want to go to bed, but they had to go to bed. Obviously, I keep a different schedule, so I could have stayed up and played, but I was glad for the time that we had. SC Shikaro says, is that why no one else is here today? Because people got mad at Smash? No, Lube was actually very good.
They all had to go to bed.
I was very surprised. Lube usually gets super angry after like 2 or 3 matches because he gets beaten. And then that's it. And here's what always happens. We go in, we play, I win one game, and then Lube and John Savage team up and go after me the entire time. If I die, or we do 5 stock matches. If I die, they wait for me to come back in, and then they start attacking again. If they get a smash ball, they wait to use it on me. It is terrible, but fun. So we played a lot of that. Obviously, I used a lot of Rob. But I was also playing as Jigglypuff, and I played a lot of Peach. I never really played Peach, to tell you the truth, and I liked her. I knew
I
some
used
of
to
her
play as
moves,
Peach.
but yeah, I was playing as Peach, and I actually really got into it. So I think I'm gonna like give Peach a try from here on out and see what I can do. But yes, Rob forever will be my guy. Since Brawl, Rob is my guy. So yeah, I played Smash Brothers, Box Boy. That's about it. All right, let's do a question.
Hey, Dan says now Hal can make Picross 3D too, right, Ronnie?
Sure they will. I mean, I love that game, so I hope they do. But yeah, Fireflame, I saw that. I was considering talking to her, but it sounds like she has some family things, and I don't want to take her away from that. Okay, Guy Bonds has a question, and we are getting to the end of questions because we're moving over to Twitter. So a couple more weeks and no more traditional questions. Guy Bonds says, hello, everybody. Here's another question or two. Nintendo for the last couple systems launched. All right, let's try this again. Nintendo for the last couple system launches now have packed a game along with the console. Wii Sports with Wii and Nintendo Land with Wii U. Other launch pairs that come to mind are with the SNES and Super Mario World and Virtual Boy with Mario Tennis. But it seems like it is only for home consoles. Do you think they should try the same strategy with portables? Which game would you have packed with the 3DS? I mean, I'm always for pack-ins. Like, it's the ultimate like reason to get a new system at launch, especially when it comes to Nintendo, because you're getting a first-party title. Like, you know, it gives people a solid reason to jump in right at the beginning. You look at like the Nintendo 64, like that was such a huge moment for Mario to go into 3D. And you look at like getting like that's a caliber of system seller that we haven't seen in a long time. But like look at like you said, this Wii and Wii Sports, obviously bundling those together was one of the greatest decisions Nintendo probably ever made. That was a reason for people to get that system. It created a whole new market there. I mean, I love packing games, and I would love to see them on portables as well. It makes sense. Especially makes sense for Nintendo because their strength, you know, their hardware is wonderful, but their strength is really in their software. That's why they get their fans for their amazing games that they create. So having a title bundled in with the game, with this new system right at the start, makes it that much more enticing. What would I have bundled with the 3DS? I don't know, Star Fox, but it's hard because it's a remake. Personally, me, I would have liked Pilot Wings. I bought Pilot Wings anyway. I love Pilot Wings, so that was a system seller for me, but I know that's not a system seller in general. I know people aren't going to rush out to buy a new system because there's a new Pilot Wings. And obviously the N64 launched with Mario and Pilot Wings. And it sold well because there was so little out for the 64 right at the launch. But yeah, it's a tough call, you know. I mean, you could stick a new Super Mario Brothers with it if they had scheduled things differently, and probably, and it worked on that development a bit different. That would have been a great one to bundle with this system, because you need like a big recognizable name. Because look, the original Xbox didn't sell because Halo was tied with it. Halo eventually got found out and people realized it was a really fun game, and then they built a name off that, and Halo became a system seller. So, you know, a new title, like look at Steel Diver. If you bundled Steel Diver in with the 3DS, a very low majority of people would have, or a very low amount of people would have been like, oh, look at that. You get Steel Diver with it. I got to hop in on that. Now, if they were like, oh, look, I get Ocarina of Time 3D with it at launch, then that'd be obviously a bit better. Or Super Mario 3D Land. Yeah, you're right, Red Dragon. So, yeah, I'm all for bundling games and system launches, portable or console, but it takes the right type of game to really push people to buy a system. Now, Wii Sports was its own phenomenon. We haven't seen anything like that before and may not see anything like it ever again, just where so many people latch on to that game. So yeah, I don't think we'll get to see anything like that again. But traditional games, yeah, there's definitely ways to do. Obviously, let's say Nintendo's done with mainline Mario games on consoles until the NX launches, and it sounds like from some comments Miyamoto made that might be the case. We might not get another main Mario entry until the next system. So if the NX were to come out and launch with Super Mario NX, like that'd be a huge deal, in my opinion. That'd be a really, really big deal. To have a brand new 3D Mario game on console at launch. Bundle that baby in, and that's definitely going to bring some people in. That's a reason. That's a motivator to pick up a system. R42's got a great idea. It says a voucher for a $20 eShop credit would be a great pack-in as well. So give you a $20 eShop card, and you can hop online and grab something.
Because people see the value in that, like people who aren't necessarily like
the only problem is people would also say like, well, I'm just paying for that and the cost of the system, so it's hard to say like, no, this $20 is an added value.
But you gotta break down the value story for them like they do on QVC.
Yeah, they break down the value story on QVC for old people that are lonely and just want someone to talk to. They just want noise on in the background. Well, that's why they buy like pressure cookers and.
I want a pressure cooker, and I'm not a lonely old person.
Because you've watched like 7 hours of pressure cooker.
Yeah, but I don't want the pressure cooker on QVC. Basically, I want a pressure cooker so that I can make my own yogurt.
Link Triforce, I like Nintendo Land as well, but Wii Sports was just so simple and novel, tied with the motion controller. It was the perfect way to show what the Wii could do, and the perfect way to bring in people that didn't play games because it's easily related to what you do in real life. So. So that's that. Well, Mom Brain?
Yes, my dear.
We're coming up on an hour, and I think we're done here.
Well, I'm just getting the hangout reestablished.
Did you figure out what's wrong with your computer?
I tried one of the recommendations, but it didn't work.
Well, I will help you later.
Yeah, whatever. I mean, it's not before next pod.
Yeah, that's all we got. Like I said, it wasn't a big week this week. We're following Nintendo Direct, so not a lot of top stories.
Hey, I'm running the Rutgers half marathon tomorrow.
No, well, good luck.
Thank you.
We're not talking about that.
Well, if anybody else is running, I'll see you there.
Joe Shabadoo?
I think it's a little far for Joe Shabadoo. You never know.
All right, so you can follow GoNintendo on Instagram at GoNintendo. You can follow us on Twitter at GoNintendo Tweet, GoNintendo.com, GoNintendo on Facebook, GoNintendo, 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 GoNintendo. And like I said, a review coming from Dan, a review coming from me, and that's all we got for you this week. Short show. Obviously no music because it's just me. Next week, though? Yeah?
Well, as long as other people decide to show the heck up.
I'm sure people will show up. It was more important for Nikki Hill to get some sleep today. But yeah, that's all we got for you. So thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. I hope you enjoyed our shorter show.
When you and I get to just be you and me together. It's a real pleasure. You know?
Sure.
No.
We'll see you next week. Goodbye, everybody.
We hate each other.
No.
I have to go pee-pee.
I don't get to be like me, because, you know, if I was me, I'd be sitting here in my boxers. Good night, Mom Brain. Bye. That's that. Nice short show this week. I can appreciate that. I wish you could hear it. It sounds like Mom Brain is puking in the bathroom. Red Dragon wants to know what I think of the new Lego game, the new Lego Toys to Life game. I don't know that I'll be buying it because I'm not really into all the licensed brands that Lego is tying in with. Like, I'm not too familiar with comic book stuff and all that. So I might not purchase it, but I think it makes perfect sense. I mean, it's Lego. I don't know why they didn't do it a while ago.
Lego Golden Girls? Is that what we're talking about?
Have I checked? No. Have I checked out Rolling Girls? What is Rolling Girls? I have not. I don't even know what it is.
To do with this.
You want to go rolling? Rolling big fat doobies? I'm going to look it up. Don't cry.
Got a call from Carrie. So I have this little
Oh, it's an anime.
skin on my foot, and I can't decide if I should cut it off or leave it.
G-Man Star says, RMC, do you have a fetish? Yes, I love the smell of Mom Brain's feet.
That's not true.
That's a fetish, right?
You gonna tell me?
Oh, yes. Takis.
Yeah.
I love Takis. I just tried Takis the other week, or a couple weeks ago. They were like, you know, how to describe it?
They're like spicy
it's like a rolled up.
Doritos.
Yeah, it's like a rolled up Dorito, but way, way, way spicier. And I love spicy stuff. So I was, you know, I had seen them in the store, and I was like, I don't know. So
And
I
heard them advertised on wrestling.
Yeah, and I decided to try it. Boy, I was in flavor country. They're, I don't want to say they taste good.
They feel good.
Oh no, they taste unique, but I love them personally. Man, I can't. They're so good. But I could understand people tasting it and being like, "That's not a taste people should like." I don't know how to describe it. Right?
Dan, I'm sorry, the hangout quit again.
Takis.
So
Takis.
So Dan, if you're still watching,
Mom, rate you had. I'm scale of 1 to 10.
a Taki? Like a 2.
Losing points.
I mean, they're just gross. Like they're just gross. It's crap food. That's crap.
No. I don't want like I eat organic. Blah, blah, blah. I'm just talking about taste. We're not debating health issues of Takis.
Okay,
we know Takis aren't healthy.
Okay, so
It's like saying, White Castle's not good because it's made of rat. We don't care that it's made of rat.
But still, the flavor is a little too spicy for me. And I don't necessarily like the format, the rolled up toot.
Format? What do you want? Like a regular chip?
Yeah, I think so.
So
I might even like it better as like a Cheez-It cracker.
The fact that it's rolled up, it takes away from it?
Yeah, because you can't. You know what I like about a Dorito? I like that you can put the whole thing in your mouth, like point side out, and just howl.
But a Taki, you can like.
No.
All right. Anyway.
Toots are not. No, chips are not meant to be toots.
Anyway, scale of 1 to 10, Takis taste and eating experience.
Like a 5, like
say
a 4 or a 5.
5 is better than a 2 because you're like.
I mean, they're just average.
They use white corn or.
No, listen, I like a good junk food just as much as the next person.
Like what?
A Jim Tandy.
You know, I mean, I know it's ice cream, but it's hard for me to label it as junk food, especially with a banana being in there.
Okay, Doritos.
Yeah, Doritos are junk
Sugar
food.
cereal. I mean, I love all junk food. I do. I just try not to eat it.
You know what? I like Doritos. I don't love them, though. Yes, we're still talking about food. The show's done exporting, so we're going to end it, and then Mom Brain and I will continue this discussion about food. Thank you for watching. Thanks for listening. Hero says, here comes the divorce. Ross says, what do you think Showtime would do with Twin Peaks now that Lynch is not directing? Roth, we're not talking about it.
Hey, listen, he might come back.
They're trying to get him back. They're trying to woo him back. And I told Ma Brain I'm honestly not that upset because him and Frost co-wrote all 9 of the scripts. Like, they're done. So, like, even if he wasn't there to direct, his vision is in the paper, obviously. And Mark Frost worked with him enough to know somewhat what he would want. Obviously, would it be a better project with him? Yes.
Totally.
But his heart and soul is in the script, so he will be there even if he isn't there. Maybe that's just selfish of me because I want more Twin Peaks, but I honestly am not that worried about it if he doesn't come back because he was on the writing process for everything. Now, obviously, if there's not enough budget, he'll have to rewrite things. But yeah, I would love for him to come back overall. That's what I want. But if he's not going to come back, I will be upset, but I'm not worried.
Like devastated.
Because I like this. I mean, he left the original show, and I liked all the episodes of that too. So I'm not worried. All right, that's it. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. I will go drown my sorrows in Takis. I will see you next week. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.